there ever been any times whenever you were tired or you felt like it was too much?
There's always times like that. You know, that's kind of where you figure out where you know how far you can push when you feel like that.
Is there anything specific you do to deal with that?
You know, I just try not to let my mind tell my body what. I try to tell my mind to tell my body what to do. You know, not the other way around. It's hard, and that's what we're all working for. You know, be the best we could be at our craft. You know, at our sport.
What's your favorite workout? What's the thing that you like to do the most? You say.
Probably wrestle, like longer goes as opposed to shorter goes. I like just getting a partner and sparring for a longer situation. I like feel that's the most fun for me. You know, the other workouts are important, like shorter goes, putting you under the gun. They're real important, but I feel like I learn the most when I just kind of almost forget that I'm wrestling. Everything just starts to flow after a certain point in time. You know, everything just one thing leads into another, and there's no clock. You know, you're on your own. But the other workouts, I think, what we've been doing this camp have been real important. Putting us in situations, putting us under the gun, putting us behind on the scoreboard with 20 seconds left. I think that those will really help us at the games.
What's your favorite part about wrestling? Why do you love it?
It's a great sport. You know, you test yourself against an opponent who does similar stuff to what you do, but you also testing yourself against yourself. You know, so I mean, it's raw competition, and it's one-on-one, and it's a sport that's hard to explain. It's just a sport that most wrestlers, you know, that's what I do. You know, it's what I am.
Is there a match that you look back onto that really motivates you? And what match is it?
There's a bunch of them, you know, that really motivate me, and most of those are matches I didn't actually have the turnout that I wanted. You know, like I said, that's kind of what fuels you is your losses. You know, it's important that you let them fuel you, and you don't let them burn you up, but let them motivate you. You know.
Anyone in particular?
I mean, just throughout my career, I guess. You know.
What percentage of sport is mental? What percentage is physical?
I think a lot of the sport's mental. You know, I mean, obviously a lot of it's physical, but I think a good deal about it is mental and preparing. You know, psychologically to compete. You know, I think you know, competing is the sport, and you know, I don't care what sport it is. Competing is a lot to do with mental. You know, at this level, everybody's pretty close physically, technique, speed, whatever. You know, depending on the styles, but you know, you see where the people that really outshine others are the guys with, you know, strong minds.
What do you do to mentally prepare before a match?
I go through my routine. You know, I have a warm up that I do, and you know, then I just kind of like to relax after that. Once I get that good hard blow in, relax, and you know. So, you know, the good thing about training hard is you deserve to win. You know, you feel like you deserve to win. You put the time in to win. So, you know, I just remind myself of that and get ready to scrap. You know, breathe and you know, get ready to throw it on somebody. You know.
Can you give us a time maybe where the mental really, you look back and you say, well, I fell mentally. Like I didn't do, or something that happened, and maybe your mindset then as compared to maybe one time your mental just carried you through to victory.
What you mean?
Like, is there a time that where you didn't mentally prepare well, or your mental
times, I mean, there's times where my outlook carried me through matches where I was facing adversity, a bad call or whatever. You know, like, you know, people thinking you're not supposed to win, and you know, just myself telling myself that no, you are supposed to win. This is what you're here for. Carried me through matches, you know. So I mean, it's like I said, the sport's physical and training's physical, but a lot of it has to do with the mind, you know.
Is there a time that you can remember that happened or no?
A lot of different times. Yeah.
Can you give us one time?
Probably, I mean, a lot of times.
You don't got one time? You don't want to give it. All right.
You know, first time I saw you, I watched the season you on ESPN.
Iowa. When I was at Iowa, my freshman year.
And you know, I noticing that your family's, you know, always around, and then you see him at the Olympic trials. Now your brother's here, and he says he goes there. What's your family? What's the support like, or what are they?
It's great. You know, I'm blessed to be in the family I'm in. You know, my wife, my brother, my dad, sisters. They help me any chance they can. So I mean, it's great. You know, it's like, you know, wrestling's an individual sport, but the support system I have is monumental for me. You know.
Does any of the family members have maybe a different role in helping you with wrestling, or?
Yeah, I mean, Joe, you know, pretty much coaches me, you know, trains me, manages, and you know, he's a great guy to have. He's an invaluable resource for me. You know, he's there with me, and you know, my wife supports me, my dad supports me. So I mean, it's, you know, when they come to, I mean, it's a great support system that I got. I'm real lucky.
All right. That's good.
What's your kid's favorite animal to zoo?
You got a good question? You got another question?
So what's his kid's favorite animal at the zoo?
What's your kid's favorite animal to do?
Just one word. No, he likes the giraffes, but he likes the primates too a lot. You could feed the giraffes, you know. He likes the primates because just the glass between them, you can kind of like get close.
What
with
are
them and
primates?
stuff. Gorillas and stuff,
okay.
monkeys, apes, orangutans.
You got any questions, John? That you'd like to know? No?
Gave you one side.
Yeah.
3 adjectives to describe your style of wrestling.
All right. 3 adjectives to describe your style of wrestling.
Hard, tense, and physical.
Yes.
It's not 3 we describe Ben's style of wrestling with.
What you describe, Ben?
No, that's a big one.
Calculated.
Hard and
How
tense.
about changing perspective? He's got a little guy.
Oh,
He's got a little guy. How as he's
does that change your training, having a kid?
his family.
Does it change your perspective?
It doesn't change my training. I mean, it does change your perspective a little bit. You know, I like when you know, before I had a kid, I had, you know, I'd come home and just relax. You know, now when I come home, I got to chase him around the house and stuff. But I mean, I like it, but it, you know, it puts me in a situation that, like, you know, makes me think, you know, where did all this energy come from? Before I was just like dead. Now I have all this energy. So I mean, it's kind of cool that way. You know, that you know how much you really can do. You know, so I mean, it kind of changes my perspective, but at the same time, it's still a lot of fun. You know.